Want to know the 5 books that have changed the way that I do business? I'm going to share with you today what those books are, plus what they will do for your business so that you can get a good recommendation on books that you should have in your business library. Plus, if you stay until the end, I'm going to share with you one book that has nothing to do with business, but changed completely the way that I think about my business. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so that you can get the simplest strategies that you need to grow your business. I'm Amy Walker, Client Acquisition Specialist, and my job is to help you find the simplest path to consistently finding your dream clients. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your favorite go-to business book? Tell me down below. Let's be honest, as entrepreneurs, there is so much to learn. Every time you master a new level in your business, you have a whole set of new questions that you need to have answered. While it's awesome to hire coaches and consultants and strategists to work with you, sometimes what you need is just a little bit of a new way to look at your business, a new thought process, and I love books for that reason. They may not be, as fun as like Harry Potter, but they're going to pay you so much in return on your education. So today I'm going to share with you what are my top 5, and I recommend, honestly, go get these books, add them to your library, study them. They're all pretty simple, easy reads, but they're going to make a huge impact in how you do business. The first book on my list should be required reading before you can even get an EIN number. It is the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gilbert. In this book, Michael teaches you the difference between being somebody who is working in your business versus somebody who is working really on your business, and helping you get out of the implementer role and into being more of a strategist. It's going to affect how you spend your time in your business. It's going to affect how you approach your tasks, what you delegate, what you don't, and it's going to help you understand why so many small business owners struggle to really get beyond a certain point. What happens that Michael discusses in the book is sometimes we go into the business because we think, I remember I started my business the same way. I love speaking, I love training, I love mentoring, and here I am growing somebody else's company when I could be growing my own company. And so then we jump into the business and we think we're going to just jump straight into doing those same tasks. But it takes so much more to grow the company, and we need to understand where we should spend our time and where we should not spend our time. That was one of my biggest takeaways when I was reading the E-Myth Revisited. So go ahead and check that one out. The next book on my list is all about your business finances. I was probably 4 or 5 years into my business before I heard about this book, and I was kind of mad that nobody had told me about this beforehand. This is my second book that I think needs to be required reading before you're allowed to get an EIN number, and it's Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. So often in business, we just think if we invest more, we're going to make more. And what Mike teaches you is that you really need to structure your finances really solid from the very beginning so you can ensure that you're profitable. So no matter what size your business is, you're always going to be making decisions to keep you profitable. I'll just give a personal testimonial for this, that the year after I read Profit First was our most profitable year ever. In fact, we added about $100,000 in profits without increasing sales, which was really exciting. And the reason why I read this book is because the year before that, we had increased sales by about $100,000 and did not profit anything more. That was annoying. It was not fun at all. So what Mike is going to teach you in his book is how to organize your finances, how to set up separate bank accounts for different things like taxes and like expenses. And you actually set up an account for profit, and you make sure that every single month you're feeding your profit account so that at the end of the year, you've actually made money. I mean, isn't that why we're here in the first place? I'm here doing business because I want to make money. Of course, I'm passionate about what I do and I love helping people. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't about money, I would just be volunteering, right? It's always interesting to me when business owners are like, no, I'm just here for the impact. I'm like, then go do volunteer work. You're also here to make money. That's why you showed up in business. So Profit First is a must read if you want to make sure that you are always making money in your business. Number 3 book on my list is Good to Great by Jim Collins. This book is a really amazing study where he studied 2 types of businesses. Businesses that were good businesses that had done well, and businesses that were great businesses that had exceeded everyone's expectations. And in the book, he does this side-by-side study study where he looks at two companies that started out really similar places in the industry, and then he looks at the ones that didn't really grow beyond being good and the ones that excelled into greatness. And he comes up with these different principles of what it takes to be a really great company versus just a really good company. And it's all great, all of the principles are great, but my two favorites, he talks about level 5 leaders, and that all of the great companies were led by more of a servant leader who was not as concerned about their name and their recognition, but was always making decisions about what was going to be best for the company as a whole. And then the other thing was the team, getting the right people in the right seats on your bus in order to be successful and go the distance. So it's a great book. I highly recommend that you read it, especially for those companies who are trying to scale up into being a great company and truly an innovator in your industry. It's a really good read. Number 4 on my list is my favorite marketing book of all time, and I am constantly, like almost every sales call that I'm on, every strategy session with a client, like this book is my number 1 most recommended book. It's called How to Get a Meeting with Anyone by Stu Heineck. And we've actually interviewed Stu on the channel, and so if you want more information about contact marketing, feel free to go check out those videos. But here's the deal with How to Get a Meeting with Anyone. Stu is the father of contact marketing. And contact marketing is taking, instead of trying to cast your net really wide and get a lot of people to come into your funnel, you're trying to be really deep with a very small pool of people. So basically what you're doing is you're using really creative strategies to engage with prospects in order to get a meeting with them. What I love about the book is it's like half of it is the strategy, and then the rest of it is the tools and specific examples of companies. He uses a lot of case studies in the book to show companies and what they did and their return. And some of these campaigns are getting like 900% return on investment. I also love that he shows you strategies that work with bigger budgets, but also ones that work with small budgets. And it really, if you're just getting started and you're looking for what's a safe bet of where I put my marketing dollars, contact marketing is a really great way to go. Number 5 book on my list is .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. This book is not necessarily a book that you're going to want to like read cover to cover all in one sitting. It's more like a resource book. At least that's how I use it. So I'll go in and say, okay, what's an area of my digital marketing that I want to improve? And I'll go and study how he does that section. So I love Russell's strategy for his soap opera sequences for email marketing campaigns. And I go back to that often. When I need to write a new campaign, I'll go back and study that chapter again right before I jump into the copywriting. If I'm looking at how can I create a successful funnel, I instead of trying to figure it out from scratch myself, I'll go look at somebody else's funnel, see what they're doing, and he teaches you that process of how to basically hack their funnel, see what they're doing and why it's successful, so then you can apply that into your own business. So I think it's just a really great handbook that everybody should have sitting next to their desk. So when you're working on your digital marketing, it's a go-to resource for you. Now it's time for the bonus book. This book is not a business book. In fact, it has nothing to do with business. It's not written by an entrepreneur, but it really changed the way that I thought about my business and has brought me so much more satisfaction and joy in running my company. It's Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. This book was given to me by one of my clients at a time when I had really gotten into a space in my business where it was all about discipline and consistency. Discipline and consistency. I'm a big fan of discipline and consistency, but here's the thing. As I was being more and more disciplined and consistent, I was losing the spark and the magic in my business. And Big Magic is all about being creative just for the sake of enjoying your creations. It's about being courageous and not feeling like everything that you do has to produce, but just creating for the joy and the magic in it. And that book really helped me to open up to all the areas that I wanted to pursue, that I was feeling passionate about and drawn to, and integrate them in with my business. And it really kind of re-engaged the spark. So if you ever feel like you're getting a little bit methodical in your business and you feel like you're doing it just for the money, I recommend that book to help open up that creativity and help you fall in love with what you're doing again. So let's recap. Here's the 5 books. Number 1, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gilbert. Number 2, Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. Maybe I just like Mike's. My dad is named Mike, so there could be something Freudian there. But they're both great books. Number 3, Good to Great by James Collins. Number 4, How to Get a Meeting with Anyone by Stu Heineck. Number 5, Dot-Com Secrets by Russell Brunson. And the bonus, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And I'm also going to recommend that you go grab another book and add it to your library. It's written by this person that I kind of like. Her name's Amy Walker, and she wrote this little book called The I'm Not a Salesperson Sales Book, How to Sell Like a Natural Even If You're Not. If you haven't gotten it yet, I recommend that you go grab it. It's going to give you all of my best sales strategies, my best sales scripts, and some really good insights in how to get your mindset ready to be successful in sales, plus build the skill set so you can get into action and create some amazing sales results. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, I would love for you to subscribe now and hit the bell notification so you can get notified every time we release new content. Also, if you're looking for a place to be able to connect with like-minded entrepreneurs, I encourage you to join us in our private Facebook group, Acquire. It's a great place to ask questions, get some extra tips, and I do live trainings in there each week. So thank you so much, everyone. Go build your business library.